Pater emon o entois, oranois, agias teto, to onoma, so, el teto, he basilia, so, geneteto, to telema, so, os en orano, kai epitestis. Ton arton emon, ton epiosion, dos emin semeron. Kai epes emin ta apiele mata. Emon os kai emis epiemen tois opeile pais. Emon kai me eise neik kes emas eis. Peirasmon ala usai emos apotou ponero oti sau estin he basi leia kai he dunamis kai he doxa eistos ai aina ionas emin. Okay, in this meeting I will explain about how we learn the aorist passive indicative and the future passive indicative. And we also made theta and eta. For the first aorist passive indicative of fluo, for the singular, first singular, second singular, third singular, and first plural, second plural, third plural. The first aorist, we will find E, lu, 10. First singular, we will find the end of the word 10. For second singular, in the end we find tes. The third te. The third singular te. The first plural, we will find the end sentence. The end sentence is temen. First plural, tete, tete. Third plural, tesan. And we all know the first aorist passive indicative of fluo. In English, translate in English, was loose. Subject was loose, was or were lose. We already learned about first singular I, second singular you, third singular she, he, it, and first plural we, second plural you, third plural they. So for the first aorist passive indicative of blue, subject plus was loose. And then the first aorist indicative is composed of the following: the prefix auxment, the verb stem lu, the distinctive te, and the personal ending. And we see at the first picture do they. We use they in all of we use they. The letter T are characteristic of the aorist and future passive tense. And now we go on to first future passive indicative of duo. For this sentence, this pattern sentence of first future passive indicative of duo is formed by verb lu and characteristic te and the tense suffix in the middle, sigma. All of them use sigma in the middle, the suffix tense, the middle tense use sigma. The middle and passive endings of the present tense. Observe the letter T and compare them with the first aorist passive. The presence of the augment will indicate the aorist passive, while its absence will indicate the future tense, the future passive tense. And for example, luo in the first singular, lute somai, lute te somai. The meaning in English, I shall be loosed. We will be loose. Shall and will for the future. And then we found the change of stem. When the stem of verb end in a labial, p, voice on our lips. P, P, P. For the example, epe, epem, epemphen from pempo. The meaning, I was 10. Elem 10. Elem 10 from lambano. The meaning, I was taken. Change of theme. The verb ends in gutturals. K. In the middle, our mouth. In the up. K. H. H. For example, a deduct 10 from didasco. The meaning is, I was taught. A diok 10 from diaco. The meaning, I was persecuted. The change of theme, dental, the teeth up and down. The. For example, a taste 10 from peito, meaning I was persuaded. A baptist 10 from baptizo, meaning I was baptized. But we will find the irregular verb. We must remember, or its verb irregular need to be learned separately from us, and maybe we can remember what it is. For example, balo, I threw. A Valentine. Latin, I was thrown. Ginomai, I become. Egeneten, I became. A geiro, I rise up. Hegerten, I was rise, or I rose. Arrow or row, I see. Obten, I appear. Apostello, I send. In the second aorist passive, become apes talent. Apes talent, I was sent. Apocteino, I kill. In the aorist, apectanten. Apectanten, tanten, I was killed. And for all this, we need to be attention more, and maybe we can remember it. It's better to remember it. And now we learn about second aorist passive of grapho. And when we find a first suffix a and it is first singular of second aorist passive, and then second singular of second aorist passive. In the end, we see hand, has. Third singular of second aorist passive. In the end, we found hair. And the first plural of second aorist passive, we will found hairman. And the second plural of second aorist passive, we found in the end hete. And the third plural of second aorist passive, we found son. The second aorist passive of grapho have the meaning singular. This singular, I, you, see, he, it, was or were, written. And then we will remember that deponent verb in the present tense have middle passive ending, but have active meaning. Then still other deponent take both middle and passive form, wherever the translation is always active. For example, proseu komai, becomes. Proseu samen, middle, I prayed. Proseuomai becomes eporeuten passive, I went. Ginomai becomes a genomen, second aorist middle, I became. A gineten, first aorist passive, I became. That is the aorist middle and passive of deponent verb have the meaning active form. And then we will learn about declension. We have learned about declension in the last meeting in our class, and now I would like to remember a little bit of declension. Declension, it means a grouping together of nouns with common endings. And declension contains all three genders, masculine, feminine, and neutral, divided into three common patterns. First, masculine and feminine nouns. Second, neuter nouns with nominative form ending in ma. Third, neuter nouns with nominative form ending in os. And when we will find the word which have ending os, a, as, on, sin, shin, as, as. We can say that they include in the third declination of masculine and feminine nouns. As I told you in the first, the nominative form end in various ways and must be learned spiritually. Ho, I want, ionos. He, meter, metros. In the second declination, you learn that the important items are nominative singular, article, and meaning. And now, in the third declination, we need learn nominative singular, generative singular, article, and meaning. This is how we can know that there are the declination, what they're parsing. For example, the declination of sharks. With ending as, os, er, as, on, shin, as. That is declination of sharks, singular, nominative, generative, dative, and accusative. Declination of archon, singular, nominative singular with the end on, generative singular with the end on tos, dative singular with the end on t, accusative singular with end on ta, In plural nominative, in the end on test, generative plural, in the end on tone, dative plural, in the end ausin, accusative plural, in the end on task. Neither noun with nominative ending in ma. The second pattern contain neither noun with the nominative form ending in ma. What is the case in which our stem will be found? The genitive case. Ma, for example, declension of baptisma. Nominative and accusative the same, baptisma, ma, in the singular, and in the plural, the ending is mata. Generative singular, in the end, matos. Generative plural, in the end, maton. Dative singular, in the end, mati. Dative plural, in the end, masin. Masi, or and we can use and or not. Masin. We have the same meaning. Neither noun with nominative ending in os. Declesion of ethnos. Nominative and accusative with ending os. Generative singular with the end os. Dative singular, the end a. Nominative accusative plural, in the end he, generative plural, in the end on. Dative plural, in the end ac or acid. And then, sorry. And then we can review of the loose system. Of the loose system, the key of review the pattern of sentence, present active of luo, in the future active became luso with so, aorist active with lusa, and sa. Perfect active, le luka, le ka. Perfect passive with le lumai, le mai. Aorist passive with e ten, e lu ten. The K for review, for example, present active of pisteuo. Pisteuo, the meaning is, I believe. In future active indicative, became pisteuo. Pisteuso. So, with ending so. The meaning, I shall believe. In aorist active indicative, became episteusa. Episteusa. Sa. With the first sentence a and the ending form sa. The meaning, I believe. In the perfect active indicative, became pepisteuka. Pe, in the first form, use pe, and the end, use ka. And the meaning in English, I have believed. For the perfect passive indicative, pisteu became pepisteumai. The first form, pe, and the end form using my. And the meaning in English, I have believed or entrust. In the end sentence, aorist passive indicative, pisteu become episteuten. The first form use a, the end form use ten. Episteuten. The meaning in English, I was believe and trust. So, all about aorist passive indicative and the future passive indicative. And we learn about third declension and we learn about third declension. And to review a little bit of the participle part of do. Thank you for watching, and I hope you would understand what I had explained about this case.